Let's talk a little bit about Brian Pillman, because while all this is going down in the ring, backstage it's heating up too. He is comes out for a live interview. He goes off, Arn. He tears into you, Benoit, for losing, starts stirring the pot. He's throwing gasoline all over the fire. And I got to ask, how much of what Brian Pillman was doing at this point was actually scripted, or was this the beginning of him just being that loose cannon character and just it was bleeding into real life, and you were starting to ask yourself, is this part of the deal? Did someone plan this with him, or is he just letting it rip?
I have no idea.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody can tell you with certainty that they know. Brian was off the deep end.
He was.
Completely. Now, he would have his moments of very calm and subdued and intelligent conversation. And the next thing you know, he's screaming and hollering and stomping around. And I don't think we will ever know what was Brian and what was Brian.
Well, and it's crazy too, because think about this. You have the Horsemen with Pillman. Remember, I said they're starting to antagonize and really fester with who? Kevin Sullivan and the Dungeon of Doom. So you're starting to see Kevin Sullivan play that antagonist role. And now you have this wild man, Pillman, on the other side. Kevin had been this cartoon villain with the Dungeon of Doom, but now he's starting to get serious. He's focused. He's acting dangerous. So I think it's starting to reshape how we're viewing Kevin in his heel role. Do you think that's obviously? I'm guessing Kevin intended to try to start booking himself because he's, I'm sure, involved with the booking at this point that way into more of a serious role versus that Dungeon of Doom kind of cartoony Taskmaster character.
Well, he had some killers in that group, as we know, and when things got haywire, he saw an opportunity to play off of that, and he did. He took advantage of the situation.
Did you ever find yourself being a voice of reason at all for Pillman? Did he ever come talk to you, or did you not kind of have that relationship with him, or what did that look like?
See this?
Yeah.
About right there, about once a week, that was the voice of reason, because you couldn't talk to him.
So
he would get wound. He would just get wound up. And, we never had scripted interviews, and nobody ever handed me a piece of paper and said, "Here, memorize this." Ever, my whole time in the business, never. Sometimes they would voice bullet points to me. Hey, cover this and this and this. Okay, not a problem. But Brian just. God, you just didn't know. You never knew what was this him really just percolating and just boiling over on live TV, or is he, or what? Who knows?
So can you remember a specific encounter or anything with him, or the two of you, where you were just like, gave him the old?
Well, I smacked him in the ring live on TV.
Okay.
I think the premise was he's a horseman now. We don't listen to anybody. I was out there trying to patch, the bridge with Sullivan and his crew. That to me was just getting your body beat up for a fight you could avoid. And he just, he was jumping up and down, we're the horsemen. We don't have to say or do anything we don't want to do. And it was just, I could see that it was going downhill very quickly.
Sure.
So I smacked him pretty good and woke him up for just a second. It didn't last a week, that's for sure.
My God. Nothing backstage out of that after that little deal?
It was like it never happened.
Wow. Okay.
That's how crazy it was. So you would think, hey, this guy went into business for himself, and you went back there thinking he's going to be either in character or something going off. I mean, a guy just slapped you in the face on national television. I would think he'd be blowing a gasket, and he was just calm. Well, I expected the worst, and I don't know if I got the best. scenario that could have been backstage. I was prepared for either one.
It's almost like bipolar type stuff here.
So
With
that's exactly what it's like when we don't know if it was just
just
it
part of the
was
show or what.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. We'll
Right.
never know.
Yeah. Daniel Thompson said, I remember when you smacked him on Nitro, he looked like he had seen a ghost. So there you go.